please be sure to use supporter creator code Justicul when buying things in the item shop. I will give a shout out to someone who can prove they bought something with it in my next video. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Yo, what is up everyone, it's me Justicul again and welcome back to a brand new video. Now I have a short announcement to make as I'm looking for someone to make a creative map with this upcoming Saturday. Tomorrow will be the last day to send me a DM on Twitter, Discord or Instagram with your best work for a chance to get picked. When you get picked, you will feature in a video and get of course a big fat shout out. Now I didn't get out the high quality camera for this because I wanted to keep it short and I'm not about those 5-minute intros anyways. Enjoy the video. So ladies and gentlemen, today I have another educational video for you all where I will explain how I went from a complete console bot to a PC Pubstomper on keyboard and mouse. I know plenty of people that struggle with getting 10 or more kill wins and that need some advice on how to push people with confidence and still come out on top. So if you are one of those players in Fortnite that fails to get more than 6 kills every game, this video is definitely for you. Now once again, I'm sure that more people have covered this topic already, but these tips will all be from my personal experience and I will touch on some subjects with greater detail that others haven't done. By the way, if you still haven't, please be sure to follow me on Twitch, link is in the description, where you can see me playing public solos on Wednesdays starting at 14:30 PM CET. Hope to see you there. Now with all of that out of the way, it is time to get into the first segment of this video, which is drop locations. I am pretty sure that by now everyone already knows that you need to drop hot for high kill games, and that is what everyone on YouTube has always been saying as well. The fun thing is that this might actually not be true in your case. What do I mean with this? Simple. Most of the players and YouTubers that give this advice are often highly skilled at playing the game. This means that most of the time when these great players land hot, they will slay out the location with ease and most likely continue to win the game as well. Now these hot drops can easily give you up to 10 kills already if you slay out properly, but what these people tend to forget is that the average player is not at the same skill level as them, and that is where I come in to give you some advice. So listen to me carefully. If you're having trouble landing hot at the beginning of the bus and you keep dying over and over, then please get it out of your head. Some days you have days where you can slay out on hot drops, but there are also a lot of days where you probably can't. So the solution to this is to land somewhere with a reasonable amount of people. You can think about 3 to 5 players optimally. Now you're probably thinking, Justicul, that can't be enough to get more than 10 kills. And how do I know where to find these locations? To answer your questions, yes, it will be enough. Trust me, in the game that you're seeing right now, I only got 5 kills at the location that I dropped and I ended up getting more than 10. I will not spoil how many of course. It's not always about trying to eliminate as many people as possible, it's also about how you get out of the first location. Often when you see pro players slaying out on their drop spot, they end up with like 10 kills but 30 HP in total with no mats and no healing. This doesn't faze them however, as they are so good at the game that they will probably end up winning the game and dropping a 20 bomb anyways. But for the average player, this means almost immediate death upon their first encounter, which ruins your chances of getting a win anyways. So next time drop somewhere with less people, loot up properly and eliminate them one by one. This will set you up for a good high kill win. And the second question, how do you find these locations? That is something that you will get a feeling for over time. Usually it is at locations at the end of the bus, situated more in big POIs at the edges of the map. Think about Paradise Palms, Pleasant Park, Mega Mall, etc. But this all depends on how the bus fares. You will need to test out different bus routes and various locations to see what usually pops and what doesn't. And that is basically how I start my games. After you are looted up with a few nice kills, it is time to think about rotations. When I said land at locations with fewer people, also keep in mind the potential rotation possibilities. The best things to have of course are rifts, as you can travel far in a quick manner, but anything from a hoverboard to a quad racer works really. Just make sure to have something to rotate with, as this is crucial to get into more fights quicker and before the whole lobby dies down. The main reason that I always land Paradise Palms is because I know a few people will land there at the end of the bus. It has great loot with a lot of vending machines and a great chance of rift spawns. And even if you are really unlucky and there are no rifts, then you can always take the airstream of the flying spaceship and rotate straight into a slipstream into Salty. Rotations are crucial to high kill wins, and you need to master them as lobbies nowadays die down quicker than Apex Legends. When you are rotating, you should always keep an eye out for enemies below or around you. And you should probably head into some fairly popular POIs, as these often still have people fighting or looting within them. When I rotate from Paradise, I usually first take a quick glance over at Mega Mall to see what is happening there, and if it seems deserted, I just fly straight to Salty Springs, where 80% of the time people are still either fighting. Now, when should you start rotating? That is all up to you, but I will give you some good pointers as to when it is time to rotate. First of all, you want to make sure that you slayed out the whole location. If you did, look at your loot. How are your mats looking? Do you have healing? Do you at least have 150 health? Do you have fairly decent weapons, including a close range weapon? If you say yes to most of these and have enough mats for a small build fight, then go ahead and clap those bots, you beast. Before you are out of your first location and looking for more players to eliminate, I am going to inform you about picking fights and preparing for them. Now that you got out of the first location and slayed it out, it is time for the hardest part of the game: finding more players and eliminating them effectively while getting the least damage dealt possible. The problem that most players have, and where they usually find themselves making mistakes, is in their understanding of when to engage in a fight and when not to. Most players just mindlessly W key every single person they see because they see their favorite pro player doing it. So it should work the same for them, right? You couldn't be more wrong. When you are not on the same mechanical skill level as them, you have to play it a bit smarter. So when should you engage in a fight and when shouldn't you? Let me explain that to you. First of all, you should almost always engage into a fight with a single player. Make sure you finish the fight fast and leave before any third parties show up. Or also possible, prepare for the third party and clap them as well. Just make sure you're not becoming the literal circus attraction of the lobby that attracts everyone, as being spammed by 4 people with grenade launchers and heavy snipers can get quite nasty. Always make sure you get out in time before stuff like this happens and you're stuck in a box with no mats and no healing. The only times where you shouldn't engage in a fight with a single player is when you are in a very contested area with a lot of sweaty people that know what they're doing. You're better off being the third party at that point and trying to calm down the situation by picking up some kills from other 1v1s. Trust me, the second you 1v1 someone in an area like that, you're either gonna get sniped, exploded, or heavily third partied in other forms. Not something you want to have while focusing on your main opponent. Unless you're a pro player, of course, and can handle 6 opponents at the same time. But they are probably not watching videos like this, are they? Apart from that, the best way to get easy eliminations is to always be the third party and finish fights fast. That way you can get easy kills, and in 1v1s you can finish the opponent quickly without any annoying distractions. Second of all, prepare for your fights. This is also important to actually winning your fights and progressing into the match. When you mindlessly W key someone, you might often choke and end up being eliminated yourself. This is because you had no game plan, something that pros automatically have already in the back of their mind. When you approach someone for a fight, always assess the situation and think about how you are going to eliminate him. Is he far away and he has a sniper? If you have one too, then you might have to go for a few shots to end the fight the quickest way possible. If you don't have a sniper, or if you are missing a lot of shots, then think about how you are going to push him. This way you don't lose a lot of health, as you have a game plan to defend yourself and push forward. Do this basically in every fight and you'll see great success. A great example of this is to always select your spike traps whenever you enter a fight with someone, or if you are in a box. This way you don't have to panic when searching for your spike traps. If you have someone in a box, you only have to place them for some quick kills. Do this until you get to endgame and you will find out that you might have more kills than you originally thought. And last but not least, I would like to talk with you all about finding balance in aggressive play. I think we have all seen how aggressive players like Mongrel can be when they push people, and this might seem like mindless W keying, as people like to say, but Mongrel knows perfect balance between aggressive and passive play, even though it might not look like it. Now, you might not play competitively in the World Cup, but this also applies to normal public games if you are average to above average and struggling with getting 10 or more kill wins. Most of the time you are too aggressive and too kill hungry, and this will most definitely get you eliminated pretty easily. So yes, it is good to push people with confidence and aggressiveness, as most players don't expect this and are not ready for the sudden push, but when they are ready, you should be ready for them being ready. You get what I'm saying? All jokes aside, to explain it more seriously, a lot of great players nowadays expect the aggressive push, and as soon as you are trying to take their wall, take high ground or get in their box, they will most likely have a response. Don't be caught slacking when they do, because it is just as easy for them to place a few traps in their box and eliminate you as it is as easy for you to get in their box. So when you're running around for more eliminations, don't think everyone is a bot and just rush them and go into their boxes without thinking, because you might meet Mongrel or Dubs in that box and then you can say goodnight to your high kill win. Always push with caution. Now I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, then please leave a like on it and consider subscribing. It will be greatly appreciated. Remember, tomorrow is the last day to send in your best creative work. Have an amazing day and I will see you all in the next video.